Attorney Avi here. I want to take the next few minutes to talk about the examination that Social Security ordered for you. Now, there's different types of examinations. There's examinations that are physical, and there are examinations that are mental. Every now and then they may send you to a specialist, but generally the two most popular are the physical examinations and the mental examinations. Let's talk about it because I know you want to know everything there is to know so that you're prepared and ready to go in there for the examination. The first thing I want you to know is that for good or for bad, these examinations are done by the cheapest bidder. That means that there were a lot of doctor offices, a lot of agencies that knew that Social Security needed examinations. They submitted a bid to say, I want to do the examinations on your behalf, and whoever was the lowest bidder is the one who got the contract. Why do I say this? Because I want you to know that you shouldn't expect too much at this examination. The examination generally will last about 15 to 20 minutes, and I want to first focus on the physical examination. There's 4 things you need to know. The first thing you need to know is your diagnoses. The second thing you need to know is the hospitals you've been in the last 2 years. The third thing you need to know is the medications that you're taking. And the fourth thing you need to know is the symptoms. Let's break it down. We said you need to know your diagnosis. When the examiner says, so why are you here today? Don't just say, ouch, my body hurts. Ooh, I don't feel the way I used to feel. You need to say exactly the diagnosis that the doctor gave to you. I have diabetes. I have degenerative disc disease. I have depression. I have anxiety. You have to give the diagnosis. Don't be vanilla and just say, I don't feel good. The second thing we said was, what hospitals have you been in the last 2 years? Remember, they're going to go ahead and they're going to request all your medical records. So if you walk in there and you say, I know I went to the emergency room, I know I went to the hospital, but I can't exactly remember which hospital I went into, that's a problem. Before you go into that examination, sit with yourself, sit with your family, and make sure that you know exactly what hospitals you've been to because they're going to request those records. Third, medications. If you're able to go to your patient portal and print out your updated list of medications with the dosage amounts, or if you're able to go to your pharmacy and get the list of your medications with the dosage amounts, that's all that you need. You don't need to walk in there with a bag full of your bottles. Just a list of your updated medications. If you don't have access to your patient portal, if you are unable to go to your pharmacy and download that list, just write it on a piece of paper. That's right, go to your medicine cabinet, spread out your pill boxes or spread out your bottles and write them down on a piece of paper, fold it up and put it in your wallet, put it in your pocket, put it in your pocketbook. Whatever it is, you need to walk in there and present them with your medications. We said the next thing you needed to know was your symptoms. This might be the most important of all 4 of them. Again, you can't be generic and just say, I don't feel good, ouch, ooh. That's not going to work. You need to be very specific. I have tingling in my fingers. I have tingling and pain in my legs. My legs swell up. I am fatigued all day long. I have brain fog. I cannot breathe. I cannot ambulate without the use of an assistive device. Whatever your symptoms are, you must get them down because Social Security is going to look at that list of symptoms. The judge is going to circle back to this report and look at the list of symptoms. It is a very important 15 or 20 minutes. Now, every now and then you may get a 30-minute examination or a 45-minute examination, but I want to talk with you a little bit more about what you can expect. They're going to be watching you from the minute you walk in the door. My suggestion is if you can get a ride, a family member to drive you, you should do that because driving requires multiple movements of your body, postural movements. It requires concentration. And if you have difficulty with those things and you come driving up over there and you walk across the parking lot, just know that they're watching you. If you have canes, if you have walkers, you must take those canes and walkers with you. They're going to ask you things like jump on the table, get off the table, range of motion questions. They may ask you to walk toe to heel. They're not going to go ahead and give you an MRI. They're not going to draw blood. They're not going to go ahead and make you get on a stress test machine. It's a very basic test. Remember, it's the lowest bidder, so they want to get you in and out as quickly as possible. Let's talk about if a mental health exam is ordered for you. You're not being tested like you're in school, but they are going to go ahead and ask you a series of questions to gauge how severe your mental health conditions are. They probably will start with your ability to interact with the public, your ability to interact with coworkers, and your inability to act with supervisors. If you can't go into a 7-Eleven and order a Slurpee cup, you need to tell them. If you can't go into a family restaurant and place an order with the waiter or waitress, you need to tell them. If you can't walk into a Walmart at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because there's just too many people over there and you get anxious and you have panic attacks, you need to tell them. They're going to ask you memory questions. They may say a word like banana or boat or a color, red. And they're going to say, remember that word. And then they're going to come back to you in 5 minutes at the end of the exam and they'll say, do you remember that funny word that I told you? You're going to have to repeat it back. They may ask you a couple basic questions about current events. Who is the president? What year is it? They may ask you, what did you have for breakfast? They go ahead and they sometimes ask you to do what they call a series of calculations where they ask you to count up 5, 10, 15, 20, or backwards, 20, 15, 10, 5. They may ask you a couple other questions about shapes, but that's basically the extent of it. The biggest part and the most important part of your examination are the 4 things that I started with. What are your diagnoses? What hospitals have you been to so they can request the records? What are your medications and the dosage amounts? And symptoms, symptoms, symptoms. Remember, this examination report is probably only about 15% of the bigger pizza pie, of the bigger picture that they're going to go ahead when they evaluate the strength of your case. The biggest part of the evaluation and analysis if you're disabled or not really comes to your medical records, medical records, medical records. But they're going to look at your examination report together with your medical records. So I want you to be prepared. You don't have to be nervous. This video is designed to hold your hand and to walk you through the process. You don't have to be nervous because my staff and I are available to answer any questions that you may have as the examination approaches. It is very important that you attend this examination. I can tell you after representing hundreds of thousands of people that if you do not attend this examination, you will get denied. That means that you're going to have to file an appeal that's going to take 8 to 10 months. And they're going to order the examination for you a second time. You must attend this examination. Folks, I want you to be a winner-winner chicken dinner. Working together, understanding the tips in this video will help you become a winner-winner chicken dinner. You have one shot at that examination. Go in, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They need to know if you need to take additional breaks, unscheduled breaks. They need to know if you're going to have issues with attendance. They need to know if you need to have a service dog or a person by your side. They need to know if you need to elevate your legs, for how long and for how high. How high do you need to elevate them? 24 to 36 inches is generally the amount of height that they are looking for, or waist level. I am here to help. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. If you have any questions, please feel free to call my office. You're gonna do great. I know you can do it. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to looking at that examination report. I look forward to helping you win your Social Security disability benefits. Thank you very much.